We are students from the English 2 course, and today we are very excited to take you on an adventure and guide you through this presentation. Our main objective is not only to share ideas, but also we are going to improve our English skills and interact in a collaborative way through the Nearpod system, while we learn about the culture, the history, and the environmental value of these destinations. Here, we will explore one of the most interesting topics in Colombia, which I think it's its most important holiday destinations and landmarks. This topic is really important because Colombia is internationally recognized for its cultural richness, natural diversity, and tourism. In recent years, many of these places have been visited by national and international people and is considered among the most attractive in Latin America. To begin with, Colombia is located in the northwest of South America, and it stands out for its geographical diversity, including mountains, rainforests, and coastlines. And I think that all of these make it one of the most biodiverse and unique countries around the world.
Additionally, Colombia has a rich cultural heritage, and many of these places reflect its history and identity. In fact, some of them have been recognized and UNESCO World Heritage Site because of their global importance. Now, before moving to our debate and the interactive activities with who's like to present the destination that we will be exploring together more than just facts with one to create an space where you can connect with this placing towards our experience and practice the grammar topics for this activity. So without further ado, let's begin this journey to Colombia. We will start with our classmate, Daniela. Um, I tell I tell you about the incredible places in Colombia that invite visit Cartagena, San Andres, and San Gil. Cartagena receives more visitors in historic walled city, and the important San Felipe Castle would be admitted be many strolling through its all streets. You feel the history and colonial charm in every corner. The city was transport you the another year full of spirits, legends, and beautiful sunset with the city. San Andres, if San Andres were more explored, its crystal clear water and coral reef will be enjoyed by many stories. And you when snorkeling there, you will feel the magic of swimming among colorful fish and discovering marine life. This island will be a perfect paradise for those who love the soul and tranquility. In San Gil where more products in adventure sport and beautiful rides will be enjoyed by many travelers. If you went rafting on the Fonse River, you will feel the adrenaline rush and the joy of connecting with nature. This city will be an ideal destination for those seeking tourists and other activities. Now let's hear about the destination that our classmate Lizeth what does should foods.
I will talk about some of the many beautiful places in Colombia. Las Lajas Sanctuary. If Las Lajas Sanctuary were visited more often, its breathtaking beauty and the peace that permeate its surroundings would be appreciated by many. If more people visit it, they would feel the thrill of being in such a magical place steeped in history. Tatacoa Desert. If the Tatacoa Desert were explored more, its unique landscape and starry skies would be enjoyed by many people. Imagine that if you decide to visit, you would feel the thrill of being in such a special place. The tranquility and beauty of the desert would be perfect for disconnecting and enjoying nature. Kokora Valley. If the Kokora Valley were better known, its natural beauty and the majesty of the wild palms would be admired by many. If you visited, you would feel the freshness of the air and hear the song of the bird that inhabit the valley. This place would be paradise for nature lovers and adventurers. Now let's continue with our classmate Maria Camila.
Thank you, Colette, for your excellent work. I want to share to the place with you sites. I want the opportunity to visit them. They are one the place in Colombia to visit. My first place is Yan Han Villa. The Yan Han is a renowned tourist by pond located in the municipality of Higan Villa, offering panoramic views of the snow-capped Villa volcano. And this beautiful place stands out for its artistic attitude, hiking trails, sunset adventure experience, and delicious food. And during my experiences without this beautiful place, I discovered wonderful landscapes, soaring mountains, and learned and is cultured. They got who accompanies, who had the professional camera and took some very beautiful photos. I am really recommending. My second place exploring is Nevado del Ruiz. Nevado del Ruiz volcano is one of the most active volcanoes in South America, of considered a brother of the Galeras volcano, which are located in Colombia State and the city of Pastor in Department Nariño, but are amazing the most active volcanoes in the country. Very especially in my experience visiting in the Nevado del Ruiz, I discovered wonderful landscape and so different animals. I agree diversity of prairie nature and valuable ecosystem. I love the place and recommended it to my friends so they can go very. Now it's time for Laura to share more amazing destination with us.
Thank you so much for this interesting information that all of you have shared. Well, now our journey continues with some destinations that I want to share with you, which are Lost City, Caño Crisales, and Tayrona Park. I would like to show you a 1 minute activity here in Airport. So let me start by sharing with you this question. Have you ever imagined a place just by hearing its name? So this activity is about drawing. I'm going to share with you some illustrations and some representations about what these places mean to me. So here what I can draw is that basically I can imagine the mountains. I can imagine that these places are like those destinations that people can enjoy together, like they can learn about the culture, they can also understand more about the history that those places represent. And I also think that all of these places give us the opportunity to also understand more all the culture and how the country has developed over the years. So now that we have this activity in Airport, I want to share with you the information that I have right now. So to begin with, the Lost City, that is also known in Spanish as Ciudad Perdida, it's one of the most important archaeological sites in Colombia. Let me tell you that it was built by the Tairona civilization. It's located in the Sierra Nevada of Santa Marta. For many visitors, it's not only about a historical place, but it's also about a symbol of cultural identity that is preserved over time. Another destination is Caño Crisales, which is known as the River of Colors. I think that this place is really unique and wonderful. As you can see in the picture, it was formed by natural processes that create like the vibrant colors that you can see there in the panoramic virtual tour. The river looks really magical and wonderful, and many visitors actually go there every time they have the opportunity. In addition, this area also offers like a deep cultural and historical connection because it's part of the territory. And so now we have a Tayrona National Park, and it's located on the Caribbean coast of Colombia. And it's known for its breathtaking landscapes where the rainforest connects with the sea. It has been protected due to its ecological value, and it's considered one of the most important reserves in the country. And when it comes to the history of these landmarks, I can say that Caño Crisales shows its colors between June and November in the Serranía de la Macarena, thanks to a very special aquatic plant that changes the river's appearance. Then around 200 AD, the Tairona civilization developed in the Caribbean region, and one of their most important achievements was the Loud City, which was built around 800 AD. And after being hidden for centuries, it was rediscovered in 1972. And today, these places are really powerful symbols of Colombia's history, culture, and natural heritage. When I think about these places, I believe that what makes them truly special is not only about their beauty, but also their culture and the history that they carry. I think that if more people visited these places responsibly, they would really appreciate their importance. And if I had the opportunity to visit them, I would feel very connected to Colombia's identity. Besides, if these places were more promoted around the world, more people would discover their culture and their natural value more. Now, moving on, we will begin our collaborated debate. In this activity, we will work with 5 main questions plus 1 bonus question in the end. So before we start, we created this collaborative board, as you can see in the presentation. This board is filled with our ideas, experiences, memories, and the thoughts that we have as a group. And based on this collective input, we will start our debate, where each question will be answered by 2 classmates. They will either agree or disagree. We will share with you some perspectives between team conservation and team adventure. So now let's begin with the first question and learn together. So the first question that I have for my classmates is, if a landmark was chosen for its historical significance, what would make it stand out?
Hi, Laura. In my opinions, if a monument were chosen for its historical significance, one could make in stand out would be its unique history, its architecture, and its excellent preservation over time. For example, the San Felipe Castle in Cartagena was built in the 16th century to protect the city from Paris attacks. If the fortress were compared to others, its impressive tunnel system and its strategic Hilton location was made its stand out. Similarly, San Andres was declared about youth first research by UNESCO. Is more people knew about its historical environmental importance. The island will be recognized not only for its beaches but also for its cultural heritage. Uh, Finally, South Hill is known for its adventure spirit, but it is historical value where highlighted more the colonial architecture and the indigenous roots on their region would be appreciated by more visitors. Therefore, al building a monument stamp of whom is historic, is previous in a story here, and visitor can feel connected to the past.
Wow, thank you, Daniela. Excellent response. I would wish you because I love San Andres, and it's very important that we learn to the care of this beautiful place in Colombia.
I completely agree with you, my classmates, and I think that what makes a landmark stand out is its preservation and the way that the story is shared over time. And the sense of a landmark was chosen for its historical value. What really makes it special is the connection to the past and how the history is preserved and experienced today from a family, social, and educational perspective. For example, as Daniela mentioned, places like San Felipe Castle are a very good example of this because of the architecture and the strategic location, which reflect like the historical importance. And also in the same way, I think that when it comes to the lost city that was built by the Tairona civilization for centuries, and today it's preserved as a really good symbol of indigenous heritage. And from that point, I would say that preservation and architecture are important, and it's what makes the city or the place stand out. However, I also say that the educational and the cultural impact is very important too, because if more people learn about these places from a very young age, they can develop a more and a stronger sense of identity and belonging. And also, I agree with Daniela that historical value is really connected to visibility and awareness. For instance, we have some natural landmarks like Caño Crisales. They not only represent beauty, but they can also remind us the importance of protecting biodiversity, which is part of our identity as a country. And from this point, I think that it's really important that all of this process can connect culture, history, and the way that society can carry that over time.
If the site was visited by millions of tourists every year, how would you prepare for the crowds?
Danny, I consider if there were a lot of tourists, I will try to important during the off-season plan my visit careful. And in fact, the place already and system called Pico y Placa is very important because meaning that depending of the last night of your vehicle license. Plus, you might or might not be allowed to enter watch. I think it's an excellent idea for the car as surface of the beautiful place.
Perfect planning. I think it is necessary to take that into account to have an unforgettable experience in that place.
Thank you, Liz. Is correct. In the third question, what you do if the destination where are remote and idiot?
Promote sustainable transportation and improve local infrastructure to facilitate access without damaging the environment.
Thank you for sharing your ideas. And well, I think that if a destination were located in a remote area, like, for example, the Low City, we have that example, I think that it would require such a very careful preparation, in my opinion, since this place is located in a very isolated region. I think that visiting these kind of places requires physical effort and planning. For example, if I had the opportunity to go to this area, I would follow all the instructions that are provided by local guides. I would try to respect nature and prepare myself physically and mentally for that experience. And I want to say that following my classmates' ideas, I agree that promoting sustainable transportation and improving local infrastructure will make all the things easier without damaging the environment. However, I also believe that in remote destinations like this, it's very important that we maintain a balance between responsibility, accessibility, and conservation. And from my perspective, if these places were too easily accessible and if people don't take care of the environment, let's imagine that situation. I think that these places could be a risk of pollution or even damage. And that's what I believe that careful management is important to protect the environment and the experience itself, because in the end, these kind of places can also offer opportunities for people to connect with history, culture, and the nature.
If the entrance was included in a tour package, would you consider booking it?
Well, regarding the question if the entrance was included in a tour package, I would definitely consider booking it. Well, in my opinion, I think it would be a great option because the experience would be more organized, safe, and meaningful. For destinations like the Lost City, I think that guided tours are really essential because they promote not only security, but also important historical and cultural information about the place itself. And in the same way, for Caño Crisales, organized tourism can help people protect the environment and control the number of visitors. So if I had the access to a structured packages, I would probably appreciate like the places more.
I agreed with Laura is the entrance fee were included in actual packings out was definitive, but in it as it saves both time and money. For example, when I visited Cartagena, the entrance fee to San Felipe Castle was included in a city tours parkings, which made the visit much easier and more organized. If I were go to San Hill and the rafting excursion were included in a park packing, I won't put in without hesitation as it includes transportation, equipment, and again. Furthermore, if more tourists book tour packages, local communities would benefit from sustainable tourism and better planning. So yes, would definitely consider booking a tour parking if the entrance fee were included. Is more convenient and often cheaper than paying for everything separately.
Oh, that's a really interesting opinion, and thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. So now, my classmates, I have a final question to make this exciting. So the question is, how would you react if the place were designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site?
Thank you, classmates. Laura. Consider if it were decide our hair site, I would be very happy because it is very important place for our ecosystem and nature and has human beings with most take care of source and important site.
Exactly, classmate. I would celebrate the news as it could attract more resources for the conservation and promotion of the site.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And if the landmarks were declared a World Heritage Site, I would feel very proud and honored. But it would also mean that we need to take more responsibility to protect these places and all of the history around them.
Let's start our debate with this interesting question that about you. And imagine you had a free train ticket to any of the places we thought about, with one in choose and why?
I love the beach. San Andres is a wonderful place. Its crystal clear waters and delicious food are reason enough to visit.
Wow, Liz, I completely agree with you answer, Liz, because it have the chance for get free ticket. I to San Andres, which nation, so I love it. Thank you, colleagues, for your response in the discussion. And in the part of the presentation, we will share some interactive games that we were including during or exploring on Nepal. These activities are designed to make learning more dynamic and fun. I understand me?
The first activity is a matching game. In this exercise, we need to flip the cards and try to find fields that match either with the same image or the correct description. The goal is to improve memory and attention by remembering the position of each card and selecting the correct match. For example, we will see different images and description and how does it to connect its picture with its correct description.
Yes, really. I classmate Danny. I consider the card number 2 and 8. Oh no, that guy they
Um,
Danny.
sis, four.
I know, but number 1, number 4. No, but
11, number 11. Um,
oh no.
two.
A ver, number 3 and number, yes.
I'm sorry, my classmate. Did you say number 6?
Yes, right? Oh
Oh
no,
no.
I lost.
Seven,
I lose the.
seven, one.
But no worries, let's keep up the good work. We are going to continue with this activity, my friends. Well, I will propose you, for example, number 2. And oh no, that's not the correct one. What do you think, my classmates? What other options would you like to choose?
5.
Memory bad, memory bad.
I am busy. and 6.
Oh, that's a great job. Congratulations.
Thank you, classmate Laura.
So we can continue with another chance. And after that chance, if you want, we can continue with the other activity. So let's try one more time, if you agree.
Thank you, partners.
Now moving on to our second activity. We also have a matching exercise. In this case, we will see different pictures on the Colombian landmark we have talked about. Our task is to match each image with its current name or nickname. For example, just like when we associate the city of eternal spring with Medellin. In this activity, we will do the same in English by connecting each place with its correct description or nickname.
Okay, my friend. So
Okay.
I can say, for example, for this picture that it's the low city, I would choose this picture with uh, this one. I think that's the Tayona archaeological site. Oh, yes, and well, that was
Correct.
great. So now you can
Uh,
continue, my friend, with the second
I
attempt.
I consider it um, imagine two with a 10. See? 10. No, 9, per. Excuse me.
Oh, the river of our colors.
Yes,
Oh, that's a
correct.
great job.
Excellent.
Keep up the good work. So I would try to choose another one. So for the third one, I would choose, for example, let's take um, this place. It kind of reminds me of Santa Marta, and
Okay.
I would choose this one. Oh, yeah, that's
Correct.
correct.
Excellent job. Um, 7th with 8.
7 with 8.
Yes,
That's wonderful.
correct.
That's correct. Okay, so for the left ones, I would choose um, this one with this. Oh, that's great.
Wow.
And we have this
And
one.
finally, okay, correct.
Okay, my friend, and thank you so much. It was a real pleasure to learn
Yes.
with you through this activity. So now we are going to continue. Okay, now my classmates, now moving on to our next activity, we will do a short quiz. This is a surprise activity that we have for you, where we will test our knowledge about the landmarks and all the information that we learned today. So in this mini quiz, we will answer 3 questions, including multiple choice and true or false questions. The main objective is to check how much we learned. And also, we are going to check more about Colombia's landmarks and their culture and natural importance. So, we have the first question here. Let me show you. The first question is, if a city is called the city of eternal spring, which one is it?
I see what is the D.
That's amazing. You hit the nail on the head. Okay, so now let's start with the second question. Let me share it with you. Is the Cocora Valley located in the eastern Andes Mountains?
True.
True.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
amazing, my classmates. You did it great. And now the final question for the quiz is when visiting places like the Lost City, how should travelers behave to respect indigenous cultures?
I think is it B?
That's
Oh
great. You did
yes.
it excellent. Okay,
Good
now
word.
let's continue.
Thank you, classmates. Finally, we had this activity, which is a multiple choice question. The question is which option best describe what you prefer when beside a landmark. You can choose being taking photographs, learning about stories, meeting people and cultures, or simply relaxing in the environment.
Okay, my classmate. Well, that's a really interesting question, and thank you so much for sharing with us. Well, if I have to answer that question, I would definitely choose the option C. Because in my case, when I have the opportunity to visit a place, I normally take photographs. I consider myself like a very photography lover, and I enjoy capturing the moments and the memories from every place that I visit. And that's why taking photographs would be the best option for me. And what do you think?
Yes, classmate Laura, I love it so too. In preferences, I will like when I travel, I really like to relax and enjoy the natural. I like photographs too.
Excellent option. I really like the beach, so I would to the place and also visit the Cocoa Valley. It's beautiful. I like photos a lot. I would take a lot of photos.
Thank you, Liz, on the answer. I now opinion, classmate Daniela.
As when I travel, what is like to do is walk through historical place and take lots of photos.
Wow, thank you, Daniela. Finally, classmates, to what we want to say, the Colombia is not only known for its landscapes, but also for the story that is behind each place. Many of the landmarks have been preserved and protected because of their cultural and natural values. If I consider people to be more responsible for the action, the place could be preservation for future generation. For on discussion, we realizing that touring has been impact and with to the prepared protection and is very important part of Colombia identity could be rise or very loves.
Besides, this destination show that Colombia is full of culture, nature, and history. We also learned that these landmarks are not only for tourism, but for understanding who we are as a country. If we take care of them, they will continue to exist and inspire future generations to value all of this landmark. And finally, this experience showed us that traveling is also about respecting, loving, and appreciating all these places that carry so much history for the country and for our own lives.
Thank you so much for listening and taking part of this exciting adventure with us. We had a great time together. We learned a lot. And this is our collaborative work. Here are our names, as you can see in the presentation. And here we have some of the bibliographic references that we used throughout the task and the activity. All of the references will be included in the final document. So thank you so much for listening and have an amazing day.
Thank you, classmate.
Thank you, classmate.
Thank
Good
you,
job.
Jasmine.
Bye bye.
Bye.